sitting at 1 and 2, looking for another day to rent in the PGL offices. Don't want to go home yet.
Yeah, whoever is to win the series get one final shot at making it out of the Swiss format tomorrow, as every winning team on the B stream today will be 2 and 2 at its conclusion. And you know, that's a really exciting prospect. That means you yourself are completely in control of one final best of 3 to get your way into a guaranteed top 8 position, and who knows how deep you can go at that point. These two teams would be, you know, very happy to have the opportunity to get there. I think going into the tournament, most people would probably consider it an upset for NAVI Junior to even make it out of Swiss. For Nigma Galaxy, I think it would be kind of par for the course to get some sort of a middle-ish placement in a tournament like this with what we've seen recently. So on paper, on entry power levels, Nigma should be the favorites, but let's see how much of a favorite they're going to show up to be in game number 1 and kind of temper our expectations based on how well they play in the morning. We haven't even talked about that. You and I are not morning people at all.
No, gang.
Some players, you might think this is not that big of a deal. Some players play much better later in the day. Omar is one of them.
Yep. Gonna find the first blood though. On to Omar. Well, Omar is one of them. Maybe Omar is one of them as well. As Niku turns out he's kind of a morning person.
Because he was dying. I was like, yeah, he's not a morning person either. You know?
The worst part about this is that it's a first blood for this Puck, and Puck is instrumental for the NAVI Junior lineup, right? He's the one that's going to have to make the big moves in the mid game. You know, we're not expecting that Zyx is going to get a super early blink on his Lion, so the tempo comes from Puck, giving him this solid start against Sumail. Very, very helpful here.
Yeah, especially because it's not a favorable matchup against Prophet. You're definitely meant to lose this by at least some margin, but with the first blood, perhaps you can hold your own and almost draw, which would be a very great start for them. Clearly, Nigma Galaxy with this mid-Prophet have big plans for tempo. And if they were to win the mid lane and Sumail gets 1 or 2 successful moves with Teleport or with Wrath of Nature, it really snowballed the game quite hard. So, good news for NAVI Junior. In addition, they also got 3 bounty runes. So this is, at a pro level, this is generally about as good as it's going to get. PMA, though, how good is it going to get for him? Alright, they'll let him go. Need to go back to the wave on Ghost, but Bristle with the Snot Rocket doesn't really pose much of an offensive threat in this bot lane. This feels like a free lane for Ghost, to be honest. I don't see how Lion and Bristle find kills here with Phoenix backing up the Sven. So let's see how much farm they can get.
I'll admit to being a little bit surprised that he went for the Snot Rocket. I would have thought that you would want seeing red so they can supplement the damage output before the TB is ready. So they must really believe that Butter Juice is going to have a decent time. He's not going to be just like stuck in those Terrorblade games. He can only emerge at like 25 minutes or whatever. Or maybe they can get there freely anyway with full greed. If they can get there without like giving up too much of the map, then it can really pay dividends later on. But we shall see.
Yep. Lance being bullied a bit by GH. Imagine an Earth Spike would come out here. He's actually just letting GH hit him a lot of times for mana conservation purposes here. Knows GH can't go for the dive. Now he's going to block small camp once more, really making sure there's no pulls coming out from the Phoenix. Would, of course, win this bottom lane further for the side of Nigma Galaxy.
He's continuing to farm away on Ghost Sven. He's got the casual, usual items queued up. The Mom, the Echo Saber. Not going to be having any deviations from the strategy for the Sven. Brought in his Bracer right now, so he's still chilling. How are things looking on the other side for Terrorblade and the boys? TB's farming quite well as well. I mean, we're not at level 3. We just hit level 3 for Noob, but we don't have the Ringmaster nearby just yet. But we do have to start considering massaging the Terrorblade and seeing if we can get aggressive with Noob down the stretch.
Yeah, if Ringmaster's there, honestly, if you hit an Impalement Arts on Terrorblade, you can kill him when Primal Beast is level 3. So, if I've got the juice now, I've got to be really careful. And Ridis, as we established, without a point in Echo Stomp, will not offer much protection. He's holding his skill point, though, so he can get it if necessary. But that means you don't have the natural order point to play more offensively either. This is just becoming a little bit of a farm fest up here that I'm surprised to see Terribly doing this well. Right? He's going to get trampled now by Noob a bit. Not really committing to the play. He's taking so many hits for pretty much no benefit. That's a good look for NAVI Junior to do well up here, and now he even has to onslaught away.
Oof.
All right. Would like to see some more aggressive mentality up here from Nigma Galaxy. I think you can go on either of the two heroes and likely find a successful kill if you truly commit to it with this hero combination. But so far, they're playing quite timidly, and that's good news for the side of NAVI Junior if they just get to farm their TP. He's happy. 20 and 10.
He is very, very happy. Sumiel is also quite happy in this mid lane as well. You were anticipating a margin victory for the Prophet. So far, he is 6 CFs up, 12 denies for the Prophet. Crazy stuff from Sumiel.
First of all, he's always been a laning god, right? Which is one thing, but this is a favorable matchup, so Sumiel will win those almost 10 out of 10 times. The only reason I thought it was maybe going to be close was the first blood for Puck. Otherwise, I would expect Sumiel to win this lane like maybe 65-35 or something like that, which is kind of where we're at now, even with the first blood on Puck. So this is without a doubt a great result from the Prophet. Sumiel showing why he is the king of mid. So many denies. I mean, his lane mechanics are just still, after all these years, is still just some of the best. We're also talking about like he's one of the older players, which is kind of ironic, right? Sumiel, for all intents and purposes, is still, what is he now? 26?
He should be around 26, yeah.
Maybe 25 even, because I think he was 15 when he won DAC, right? And that was in 2014.
2015. Oh, 2015. DSC was 2015.
2015.
Yes.
So that's 10 years ago. Yeah, he might just be 25.
He is 26. He turned 26 on February 13th.
So he is just 26. All right. Yeah, but, you know, he's not talking about it like he's one of the old guard. He's obviously super experienced, but not in his 30s at all just yet. Graphic nature. Big hit onto Zayats.
That was quite massive. He bounced it across the entirety of the map.
That was beautiful.
Move
They
jumps
hit
in.
both side lanes at the same time with Sumiel's ult. Very nicely done.
Noob, make sure that he tips his boy. Thank you for the damage, brother. They dove in, got the kill. So no Riddits, no Zayax. More free farm for the cause of Nigma Galaxy. And throughout all of this, it's not like it literally costs him nothing to do it on Sumiel, right? He's actually going to go mid with Omar with the haste crew looking for Niku. Niku had already used the jaunt forward, but it's level 3 orb. He's going to be online again. He's going to be fine. GH, though, coming in right behind him. He actually is out of mana on Niku. Don't think they'll hit him with any of these fire spirits, though. So he should still be fine.
This is kind of a little bit awkward for the Puck, but staying alive. In the meantime, they do find the kill on to Noob up top. The rotation from Zayats pays off immediately. It's one of those things that's good about Lion is if you can ever leave your offlaner alone for a little bit, you are one of the prime early gankers because you have 2 stuns, which is quite rare to come by nowadays on a support. And yeah, you enter a Terrorblade lane, you kill there. It's just that simple. Terrorblade, one of the hardest hitters in the whole game in the early game. You bring him the stuns, you get it done. GH. Onto Zayats, this will be a fun little fight. Not anymore.
But they have
Now
Sumiel,
it's
so... Zayax, can he get out? He gets the Hex during the Icarus dive to cancel it. The Sprout will be there. They hit him with some Fire Spirits, and Wrath of Nature will end up bringing him down. Sumiel participating in his 3rd kill of the game already.
Yeah, there's a reason we see this hero banned a lot, but NAVI Junior were fancying their chances against the Prophet of Sumiel.
Actually just gonna go on to got the juice top.
Yeah, there you go.
Trample.
That's that play I was anticipating. Like, it's just a matter of time before Primal gets to work onto the TB. Just before he cracks 6 as well. He was 1 creep away, and a Sunder can change everything against Primal in the blink of an eye, but not available just there. Oh, Noob will find a little snack there too on the courier. We're all looking quite healthy for Nigma Galaxy in the early game.
Omar gonna stack up these camps, make some juicy farm available for the Sven later. Ghost is already having a good time in the lane. Like, he is gonna be ecstatic once he finishes his farming items. Unless it gets taken away by the Primal. Somebody else might take the mid. Niku going with his gang. They want to try bring down Sumiel here. The Hex out is there. Do they have the damage? The Echo Stop holds him in position, but with the Escape Act, as well as the Sunray, Sumiel will end up being A-okay, like nothing ever happened. Right back to farm.
Yeah, this support duo doesn't deal very much damage. It has utility, but ET and Lion are not going to kill your heroes until they have their 6s. So, Puck, not enough damage on his own in that situation to kill the Prophet. They'll actually
want
get
to go
caught
on
here.
the
Gets
Terrorblade.
blitzed by the Stomp, and there's the PGL.
There's support coming in from Nigma Galaxy. Wrath of Nature flies in from Sumail. Big Tame the Beast as well. Lots of damage onto Got the Juice, but they don't have vision of him. Finally gets off a Sunder onto Sumail. She's surviving the fight. They go north to the south with Niku, chasing away GH, who's forced to Icarus dive away. So they got the one kill. They thought they had enough to bring down the TB, but because of how quickly Noob died, they knew that he was going to get off the Sunder, and Got the Juice would live.
Oh, they even find GH here. Nice find there from Niku. Chasing him down the whole way on his puck. And things are going to stabilize now again. Now, the main story of this game is going to be how does Sven match up against Terrorblade straighter down the line. Because both heroes are actually having a very good start on the respective carries. Nature's Prophet should just be getting super farmed by courtesy of being the hero that he is. That is a given. But it's not the freest Prophet game in the sense that if you get caught by any of these stuns on the side of NAVI Junior, they definitely pack the punch to bring you down. And that's where Sven enters the picture as the great equalizer. Nice and easy pickup here. Nothing much to write home about. It's a 5 Elder Titan. He's just going to get stomped to death by Noob from Nigma Galaxy. And they're probably taking the tower too. A little bit of stacking stealing action here though from NAVI Junior.
This is really good.
But they disengaged,
they don't wanna
so they didn't finish it.
Well, at least they got one of the Warpine Raiders. We'll throw in an Illusory Orb. How much will it get? Ooh, okay. Got a couple more there. Wrath of Nature being thrown out. Who's the target?
The neutrals.
Just farming.
Sumail's farming.
Noob. He's going to be the target, though, for this engagement from Niku and the gang as they go on to Noob. He does have Onslaught, 10-1 charges. It's not the easiest kill, so he'll be fine in the end.
Yeah, once again, Lion, you got to get those levels up. This hero does not deal very good damage until that 6, and nor does Puck without a Witchblade. So this kill actually, among the two of them, just flat out impossible. They were maybe hoping to bait out a TP, but Nigma Galaxy stay calm under pressure. Don't over-rotate. And he'll be just fine on Noob. Might look to farm these Ancients together with his buddy Omar. Nope, he just wanted to look at them and then go back up top. I mean, the wave is coming in, so take care of that first and then think about grabbing the Ancient Camp later. Noob looking
come for the Sven.
Crimson, I guess. It's good this game.
Yeah, probably. I think Crimson's quite good against Terrorblade. We'll see what Ghost is going to get. He just picked up his Mask of Madness, but can he get out of here? Will they respond in time? He does not have any allies, so he just dies immediately. Wheel of Wonder gets thrown forward into the Lion, so they bring him down as well. Sumail, can he do enough damage with the help of Noob? Seems the answer is no. As soon as Niku and the gang all show up, Nigma Galaxy beats a hasty retreat, but only after losing 3 heroes. Niku cleaning up GH. So very nice pickup by NAVI Junior to get the twin gate rotation, find the kills, and then secure the tower.
Yeah, Ghost just dies too fast. They have so much damage between the Terrorblade and the Bristle with the minus armor, and I believe his Warcry might even have been on cooldown when initiated on him, so he was very, very frail. And a great find for the side of NAVI Junior. In addition to that, they also steal away this Ancient stack that PMA will grab on his Bristleback. Running the early Halberd. Very tanky, of course. Vanguard component nowadays. It's very easy to farm up big stacks without any sort of pressure on you.
Just picked up a Maelstrom for Sumail, so he's going to continue using that to farm up. For now, I think if you're NAVI Junior, you're like, right guys, we've accomplished quite a couple of things as long as we can keep this Terrorblade happily farming. He's been involved in the game, but hasn't been a passenger. He's going to be super solid. Manta style, halfway there already for the recipe. We'll have it a lot sooner than Ghost will have his Blink Dagger being available. But Ghost is also farming really, really well, keeping pace with the Terrorblade. If not for the death, they'd be pretty much equivalent in the net worth.
Yeah, it'll probably be a bit ahead even on Sven. At this point in time, when you have the Mask of Madness and a little bit more, you start ramping up really fast, so... Yeah, those kills from NAVI Junior definitely bearing fruit. Now, Nigma Galaxy looking for a move of their own here. They're going to find a fat stack that they might just choose to use their smoke on. This is actually quite valuable.
You steal our stack, we'll steal yours.
Yep.
Must all be fans of Full Metal Alchemist. Equivalent exchange. You love to see it. Right now, NAVI Junior almost have the 6. They just picked it up on the Lion, so they're going to smoke up immediately. Try to deploy the Finger of Death somewhere, get these charges going. And they also have the Witchblade for Niku. So 2 of the conditions that you wanted for damage increase have been met by Na'Vi. Let's see who comes across for them to find. They don't have any vision in this area, so they might have to twin gate. Oh, they got the Observer Ward. They see Ghost farming Ancients. They might go on him again.
Yeah, they were a little bit too late for the move that they were initially drawing, which was to try to steal the Wisdom Rune, or Shrine, but they recognize, all right, we're not in time for that, but fortunately for them, they do see the Sven. Now the question is, can Ghost make this map read? At this point, this is starting to become more and more obvious that this is happening, considering NAVI Junior haven't shown 3 heroes for like 30 seconds. So what could they possibly be doing with this trio? And actually, they don't even get him, despite him just continuing to farm. They didn't make it all the way over to the left. And that's a big time commitment for these 3 heroes to gain absolutely nothing. And they just have to go back and clean out their waves. That's an unfortunate outcome for the side of NAVI Junior.
The bright side is that the TB, being uninvolved in all of this, was still farming away. Continuing to not necessarily increase his lead, but keep pace as much as he can. They still bring additional heroes down bottom. They want to try and make sure that they have the positioning for the Tormentor. So we'll see if Nigma Galaxy want to defend this. How important is the first Tormentor is to them. And I'm not so sure it will be that much. Omar is not in position. He does have a TP to the tier 2. But I don't think they're going to be able to contest this in time.
No, this should just be a freebie for the side of NAVI Junior. First the back in Terrorblade. Great at getting this done. And alright, they get the shard onto ET. Not really the best in this game. I mean, neither really is the best. The Lion one, I think, would have been a little bit better, probably, in terms of just overall utility. It's hard for Elder Titan to enter his Echo Stomp in a game like this with confidence against heroes like Sven and Primal. Sometimes it's killing yourself. But far enough down the line, this could be interesting, of course. GH.
You find the Phoenix. GH gets bursted down. Zayax will claim his first Finger of Death charge. Okay, that is definitely something in favor of NAVI Junior. And how did GH get here? Was he de-warding right here?
I'm not quite sure, but what I do know is if he had chosen to ult, this could have been an insane fight for Nigma Galaxy with a TP from Sumail, actually, but I think he wasn't anticipating getting stunned out of Fog from the Lion, so he was just trying to maximize his damage output from Sunray before popping the Supernova. They do get him. Get the first Finger of Death charge. Slow and steady Lion can reach dangerous amounts of damage, but generally in Pro Dota you don't really get there. Sometimes you even see Lions saving Finger of Death instead of trying to get the stacks. Alright, he's not going to save his life here.
Came for the D-ward, ends up losing his life. Niku might actually find some revenge and spin back for his boy. Waning Rift out onto GH. Does he have enough damage? Supernova gets forced out. The Ancient Black Dragons, for whatever reason, came to give damage, but yeah, he forced out the egg. You're probably feeling good about this.
No, solid for sure. He didn't have coil even, so it was just with his other spells, and now with this bottom wave farmed up, he's going to have the blink. Alright. Coming into trouble. Oh my god, he's so dead.
He's so dead. Escape back will be there, but there's no way. Yeah, there's no way. As he dies, though, Sumail was coming to find revenge, unable to halt the progress of PMA, who is sitting with that hatchet in his inventory, ready to get out of the Sprout at a moment's notice.
Curious to see what Noob is going to do here with his Primal. You look at his quick buy, he's got both BKB and Ags. Alright, he commits for the BKB now. Or rather, he changes his quick buy to only including that. But he was obviously playing around with the idea of maybe getting Ags immediately after Vanguard. Did not complete the Crimson. Just went for the casual Vanguard for value for himself. That will delay the rest of your build when you do this, of course.
Ghost? Going forward with the ultimate, they want to try and find Niku. Echo Stomp will be there, but he gets out of the range, and Niku almost dies. ET Spitter will be back onto Sumail instead as he went in with the TP, hoping to finish off Niku. Niku does eventually get brought down, but Sumail, can he get out of this one? He's being given some protection by Nu, but the protection is not enough. Got the Juice also shows up right now, hitting a lot of right clicks, but he gets off the Sunder. But Nu
nice
going up, going forward with the onslaught, but the Manta dodge makes sure that they will not be pulverized to hold him up. He is going to be able to escape. Him and PMA live. But it's still a 2-for-1 exchange that Nigma Galaxy will probably be happy to claim at the end of the day.
Manta dodging Onslaught is really hard. I'm pretty sure that was in range to just clip him, and then I think Noob will cast his Trample and just keep chasing him down there. So, could have got scary for the Terrorblade, but overall still pretty good result for Nigma Galaxy considering the way they opened up that fight. They end the killing streak on Niku, get all of their heroes involved, and they show that they definitely have the damage if needed. This duo of Sven and Prophet pack quite the punch. And Ghost being involved with the early blink. He's now aiming to get his BKB, and after that, we'll be curious to see. I guess he just goes Revenant's Brooch because his core matchups are Terrorblade and Bristle. But of course, there are other options. There's Silver Edge, as we mentioned. You could still go Daedalus if you want to target other heroes, but I think mathematically Revenant's Brooch has to be the better choice against TB with its high armor. The magical crit is way stronger. Especially per gold. It's a cheaper item. We'll see what Ghost opts for. This definitely feels like the type of game where the carries are going to get 5 or 6 slotted, both of them.
Yep. Now we're in this for the long haul, the way that this is unfolding right now. It's elimination Dota. We spoke about this yesterday. Knowing that the stakes are so high will mean you'll try to minimize mistakes more so than anything. So 10 to 10, extremely even game. Barely any gold lead, barely any experience lead. There will be a smoke though by Nigma. They want to try and find a pick and potentially open up the Roche. And they ping towards the top side because that's where they see Got the Juice. Can they get there in time? Got the Juice is coming towards them. Oh my goodness, that is the worst case scenario. Shows up into the Wheel of Wonder as well. Ridis did his best to run interference, but it will not be enough. Noob and Sumail show up out of nowhere, assassinate Ridis, and what's going to be the next step? If it was a north side Roshan, maybe you can go for it, but to the south side, it might take too long to get there.
It's a decisive kill. You don't have to get more than this. It's already really nice for Nigma Galaxy to kill the TB and get a little bit of an extra bonus kill on the support trying to cover him. Yeah, it's all right. This is not a game where you need to get objectives very fast. I don't feel like Nigma Galaxy are under time pressure. Their lineup scales incredibly well into even a super late game, so if both teams end up kind of slowing things down a bit, I'm not too worried. Nature's Prophet is... They're approaching some big items too. Nigma Galaxy are going to hit a massive timing in 2 minutes when both Prophet, Sven have BKBs, and the Primal just completed his as well. This is going to be a really difficult lineup for the Dire to fight into for the foreseeable future. As when the heroes are magic immune, Lion is just garbage. ET doesn't offer too much, so then you're really putting a lot of eggs into the Terrorblade basket, but we've already established in the draft that hero should not be having free fights. And Aegis would help, though.
They're coming, though, Nigma Galaxy. They're sending some treants to go find information. It's going down too fast, though. Not going to be able to get here in time. And they have so many wards from NAVI Junior. They see middle, they see where Ghost is. Noob finally does show up, but they've already gotten the Aegis. Wheel of Wonder thrown into the pit. Can they get anything? Niku gets bounced on by Ghost and Noob. They ought to be able to burst through the puck. Can they get anything else? Sumail getting bailed out of trouble for the moment, but he's still taking a lot of damage from the reflection. Stays alive for now. Got the Juice, low HP. We do see Noob going in. There's a Supernova on the high ground. NAVI Junior, they don't want to fight around it. It will pop, but not stun anybody. At the same time, Ghost jumping in onto Got the Juice. He gets bailed out. But now he will live. He's still staying alive. Sprouts get cancelled out thanks to the hatchet. They get through the trees. So as he moves to the north, unfortunately, we don't have such luck towards Ridis. So he is going to be a very easy pickup for Ghost. 3 for nothing in exchange for the Aegis on the enemy team.
With how that started, I think NAVI Junior should be very happy they retain their Aegis. If Got the Juice dies once, he dies twice here. There's no plan B. He's never going to get out of there. But they did a good job bailing him out with the Aegis in hand. It doesn't feel all that great when you lose 3 heroes and a tier 1 tower for it, but honestly, if they hadn't taken it right there and then, this Roche would have been hard for them to get without winning a team fight later down the line. This is probably the easiest way to get it, is recognizing, all right, Nigma Galaxy just used God Strength on the opposite side of the map to kill TB. And as soon as he respawns, they go and claim it. So overall, not too bad. But Nigma Galaxy are starting to build a bit of a gold lead here. And to make matters worse, Noob almost has the Ags. He's getting quite farmed. He's now ahead of the puck by 5 net worth. Nothing to scoff at. Now he's behind again, but it was a good time.
Just be glad it happened. Don't worry about how long it lasted.
Yeah, it was a beautiful moment in time. Nigma very grouped up here. No smoke, though, so they're kind of just covering, maybe anticipating a move coming their way in the mid lane, but not the case. NAVI Junior are very much playing the sides of the map currently. The power rune for Noob. It's an invis. Oh, Prophet is... Oh, nice play.
Oh.
Suddenly didn't connect in time.
Zayax.
Zayax actually going to play his way out of that one.
What a player. Goes. Oh,
Yep,
he's out. Shout out Zayax. Getting this Blink Dagger on the Lion allows him to do the outplay. Good job. A little bit of time wasted by the side of Nigma Galaxy. It's not that big of a deal, though. Didn't commit all that much. They're coming back now to protect this mid lane tower. They've been trying to pepper this with damage for some time, but NAVI Junior just unable to get through these Ironwood treants sitting with the static charge from the Mjolnir. Surprisingly good tool for defending a tower at this stage of the game.
Oh yeah, there's a Prophet in the game. Let's keep tabs on when he gets 25 so Nigma Galaxy auto-win as well. That's the second win condition we haven't really talked about. The amount of level 25 Prophets I've seen lose in modern Dota is... I don't know what win rate this hero has at level 25, but it has to be obscenely high. This is probably the most busted talent in the entire game. 3x treant health and damage. NAVI Junior will have to solve that problem in the future as well. Trying to find some mail, but he has the read. Pops the BKB, just turns and starts fighting Niku.
They have to get out of here. Niku's going to be trying to get out, but the Onslaught is chasing him. He does choose not to jaunt. He'll stay and eat some of the right clicks from Sumail, but that should allow him to escape. Zayax actually jumps to the back line. They're looking towards Sumail. He gets silenced, so he can't finish him off, but he still gets the kill with the help of Got the Juice. Now, with the Supernova being onslaughted into, they destroy it. Lots of right clicks from the Gyrocop, not the Gyrocop, the Bristleback and the Terrorblade. Noob, he's going to be the one trying to escape. He was the one that made the initial jump onto Niku, but now Niku's hunting him down. And there is a BKB available, but I don't think it's going to help him here. There's a lot of physical damage. He'll try onslaught back, still eating this Metamorphosis hit. Terrorblade, can he do it? Pulverize will buy some time, but eventually the right clicks will come through. NAVI Junior punch back with the power of this Aegis and the power of surprise, just isolating Sumail out of nowhere.
Yeah, they were... The big difference here is that Ghost had TP cooldown for the majority of that fight, so he was unable to connect and help his team out in that situation, and NAVI Junior, I don't know if they recognized that immediately or if they just asked the fight developer, like, alright, Sven's not coming, boys, let's just keep going. But after the Sumail kill, if Sven had shown up, that could have been scary. He was unable to. Well, find himself a nice little snack here. Good halberd. Not BKB to finish the job, though.
The Glimmer Cape onto... I mean, even if he had BKB, they still had the Glimmer Cape, so Ridis would probably be fine. Sumail, he went to the backline. His BKB is still on cooldown, so he just gets bursted 100-0. Sumail, oh no. Thought he was going to be able to help out, but he just helps out the gold of NAVI Junior.
I was starting to think, alright, it's not going to be too long until Nigma Galaxy kind of take a decisive fight and build themselves a big lead with the 5k advantage they just had, but the last 3 minutes have been downright disastrous. Everything has gone wrong. They have been initiated on and killed on their Prophet. Now Sumail with a little bit of a facepalm moment, I've got to say. That TPN, kind of just naive. There was no way that was going to work. He didn't have the backup. He only had Ghost there. Obviously, NAVI Junior is going to show up with numbers to that type of situation. Suddenly, Ghost with this Revenant's Brooch, which was meant to be a strong timing for Nigma Galaxy, really slowed down by Sumail's 2 back-to-back deaths.
Yep. Definitely going to have to wait before they feel like they want to do something else. Sumail's been dead for quite a while, honestly. They are going to smoke up. Oh, Niku, nice escape away from Ghost, just as they smoked as well. You break a 3-hero smoke and you get out. Now he's blocked the Sprout. Shout out to the Lincoln Sphere, so he is going to be fine. BMA showing up from the high ground, just throwing in a couple of snots, letting them know that he's here. And of course, they do have Ridis covering the high ground as well with the Echo Stomp. Nigma Galaxy cannot approach further.
Yeah, nice experience gained here from NAVI Junior as well. They'll get both Shrines of Wisdom, as Got the Juice and Zayats secured the top one. The or the left one rather. The right one is still up for grabs. They actually choose not to go there just yet, but maybe considering a play bottom into Tormentor. Got the juice. Has some backup here.
Nah, it's not good enough.
Okay, he makes the read that Nigma Galaxy are coming for him, and he's right. Now they will just get a free Tormentor. Kind of an awkward situation. They were here just a moment ago on NAVI Junior's heroes, and now they end up losing this objective. Lamar will get the spotlight.
That's pretty solid. Getting some additional vision in the fight, making it easier for Sumail to know exactly where he needs to go. At the same time, NAVI Junior, they smoke immediately. They want to come and stop them from retreating here. Ghost trying to form a camp right now. Niku, is he going to be able to find both him and Noob? They get the Hex out onto Noob. They try to burst them down. The box will buy some time for now. Both him and Sven are dream coiled up. The ET splitter will come. And eventually, though, Sumail on the back edge is able to kill the Lion. Although it's not enough to dissuade the rest of NAVI Junior from continuing this fight. They managed to burst through onto Omar as well. GH's Supernova didn't bother them at all. He barely escapes back into the base. But NAVI Junior, with this Eye of Skadi on the Terrorblade, that is a massive reveal from them. The damage output, they were not prepared to deal with.
You just have to insta-BKB in a situation like that in the Primal. It's not... He thought he was going to be able to be protected by the Ringmaster plus Phoenix, but the moment you get boxed, you're getting full comboed by ET. So it's not even... It's like a fake feeling of safety that you have the Ringmaster behind you. When you're in the box, the stomp is not gonna... You're not gonna wake up from the sleep, so everything is just going to land, since there won't be enough damage that randomly breaks you out and you can BKB when you come out of the box. So he woke... or rather, he broke out of the box asleep. And NAVI Junior finished the kill, and as a result, Noob got absolutely nothing out in that fight. If he insta-BKBs when Puck shows on him, it doesn't feel great to just BKB a Waning Rift, but the alternative is exactly this. You're going to get hexed and blown apart. That's a good result once again now for the side of NAVI Junior, and on top of that, to boot, it's an early Roche, and they already scouted it out with Lion. So perhaps they could grab the big man as well. 9-second BKB on Bristle too. They're quite strong right now.
Also not that far away from Puck having access to the Aghanim Scepter. Perhaps they want to wait for that to be available. It's like, what, 1,500 gold? Then it will be up, but for now they're probably feeling quite confident. As soon as they finish the Satanic perhaps on the Terrorblade, that might give them the additional confidence to go in. You know, some of the issues we were mentioning at the beginning of the draft, how he shouldn't be able to freely navigate these fights, he's got low HP and everything. Those concerns are going away. Once he has all of this, plus an Aegis, Primal Beast is actually, not only is he not a concern, he's free food. He shows up, you just say, thank you, buddy. Prepare to die with all of this right-click damage I have to deliver.
Roar. Nigma Galaxy will not give this one up for free, and NAVI Junior know it. Gonna play it safe, smoke up and back around, hoping to bait in the side of NGX. They will see Noob charging in with their TBLU. And now look for the flank. Ghost. Can they jump and burst him with the Lion?
Let's see, Niku, he's full breaks, he goes forward, he finds the reveal, they get the stomp out onto Ghost, but no Hex just yet. Sumail trying to jump into the backline, looking for Xayax. Xayax is falling super low and he will end up dead. Wheel of Wonder also going to be thrown into the midst of all of these heroes. They've blown up the two supports. Buyback from the Lion will be coming in. Now we have a Dream Coil on the two, but unfortunately, Got the Juice is not next to them with the right-click damage. Finally, he is, but Ghost is on his face as well, trying to bring him down. He does get off the Sunder, but the Lotus Orb makes sure that he doesn't get his HP back. Ghost is still going to probably end up dead here, as he doesn't have a BKB to protect him from Niku. Got the Juice keeps surviving. PMA cleans up the backlines, and they have lost all of their heroes on Nigma Galaxy. Despite the fact that they had to give up a buyback on NAVI Junior, they will still claim a 4-4-3 in total engagement, as well as a Roshan.
And this is the worst case scenario for Nigma Galaxy, is you throw so much damage into the Terrorblade and you don't kill him. This is all wasted damage that could have maybe gone on a different hero, and perhaps the fight takes a different trajectory. If you're committing hard onto Terrorblade, you better make sure you don't miss. And they don't have enough damage. Like, Sven can't kill this guy alone. Sumail immediately went in, popped all his stuff, and tried to kill him, but they weren't able to fully combine their abilities. So Got the Juice, tanked through the first 3,000 damage. He gets off a Sunder, which wasn't even the biggest one, but it was good enough. With the Sunder plus Satanic, he survives that situation, and now, with another Aegis in hand, he can now look toward damage items. He's not even, you know, If they're struggling to win these fights, imagine when he gets a butterfly. That's when this gets really bad. They will not be able to kill him. They don't have any true strike. He will hit way harder than he does right now. Starting to look great for the side of NAVI Junior. You could even argue that some of the worst parts are now over. Until Prophet hits 25, you know, you can always look forward to that. It's a lovely, wonderful time. But it will be a while.
4 levels away. Here on the high ground, they've taken over the triangle. They will make sure that nobody from Nigma Galaxy is allowed to approach. Noob poked his head on the high ground, but not again. And Omar just gets dragged in. Easily killed off. Even destroyed Noob's courier for good measure. He does have buyback though, so it's not the end of the world at this stage in time. Might have to use it though, because here they are on the high ground. Terrorblade with his illusions. They'll have a glyph to try and halt this out, buy as much time as possible. This is a dangerous moment. Satanic has just been picked up by Sumail, so he does have some additional survivability on the Prophet. They'll throw out the Wrath of Nature, trying to dissuade Na'Vi from continuing, but with the Sage's Satanic, they feel very comfortable in going to claim the racks. They've got the reflection out, stopping the rest of Nigma, and that will be a lane of racks taken. Na'Vi will now back off. Niku, not going to be able to do anything about Ghost though, jumping the backlines and killing off Xayax. He needs to retreat. They bought back on Omar with the last couple of seconds.
Good
the Lotus Orb
Lotus.
cancels out the Pulverize from Noob. Perfectly done there by NAVI Junior. The escape back will be there, but like you said, Echo Stomp back onto Ghost. He will pop the BKB. Forced to back away after the Dream Coil was committed. We do see though ET Splitter connected onto Noob. Look how much damage this Primal Beast is taking. At the same time, got the juice in the middle of the Supernova trying to destroy the egg. He gets stunned up, but where's the damage? Glimmergate by his side to get the Sunder onto Sumail. Nature's Prophet gives up his HP to the Terrorblade, allows him to turn around this fight. Noob, Onslaught back into the base. That'll at least keep him alive. But all they got out of that in the end was an easy kill onto the Lion, but it was an extremely heavy investment. A buyback on Omar, a death on Sumail, and now it might just be a dieback onto Omar.
And this might just be the end of the game. You've got a 5v3 for a minute, and you still have Aegis on Terrorblade. This hero, he's almost trying to get through backdoor here. They just need a wave to connect, but yeah, Nigma Galaxy going to do their best to keep the creeps outside of the base. Got the juice. Hounding GH. That's dive. This is a bit of a waste of time.
He will dive. Okay, get cancelled a little bit. In the meantime, they found Noob. They took his gem away as well. There's a gem on the deck, but they might not even need it. Just want to try and get the racks.
Thrown here if they realize the buybacks are not available. But minimum 2 lanes, of course. If top tier 2 wasn't up, this would be Megas. Let's see if Ghost and GH can somehow pull off a miraculous defense here and buy this 30 seconds that they need to. They have 1 glyph. Better burn it while you have 2 towers. There we go. Don't know if NAVI Junior are even going to care all that much.
Seems they will not. Just looking around. Still 25 seconds before we have the Primal online. Tier 4s are falling. Ghost trying to go into the backline. Sumail able to bring down Xayax. And Ghost is here as well. Does have God Strength. Not activated just yet. But got the juice. Him and Niku. They're going on the Ancient. Niku finds a huge Dream Coil on the 3 heroes with PMA's quills bouncing everywhere. But they've got the juice. He's inside the Wheel of Wonder. But it doesn't seem to matter. He just pops Satanic without even the meta. Just outright clicks a damn Sven of all heroes. No buyback available for Ghost. The Agent's already falling. He will jump in with Noob looking towards PMA. They force the buyback from the Bristleback, but he is still contesting. He's still fighting. Meta comes back online. They will ignore the Primal Beast, go for the Ancient, and secure the victory. GG, well played is called. NAVI Junior get themselves game number 1.
All right, that was very sudden and very decisive. This is the last 10 minutes, all NAVI Junior written all over it. They won every...
We'll see if they're going to be up to the task, because if not, this will be their final game of PGL Wallachia Season 4. Nigma Galaxy, of course, have been in this exact position an uncomfortable amount of times, and often have managed to clutch it out at the very end. We'll see if today follows that trend, or if indeed the NAVI Junior hype bus, the hype train, is non-stop. I really like their draft though, the NAVI Junior one. It just feels so easy to play, and just to understand what's going to happen next feels very straightforward.
The one downside that we didn't talk about too much for NAVI Junior, they actually kind of have damage issues for a while. Clockwork doesn't deal that much damage unless he isolates targets. Phoenix deals big teamfight damage, but not necessarily the best in skirmishes. Darkseer is not really known for his output, but more for like the control and the auras. And Puck needs Witchblade +1 item before it really starts picking off. So perhaps Nigma Galaxy's lineup will just kind of coast through not dying in this game. That's definitely something that could happen, but that's why I want to see them use that after the laning stage. Like, put pressure and don't just let NAVI Junior get to where they need to be in this one.
They're gonna try go for an early kill though. PMA finds himself caught in some ice shards right now. He will eat a lot of right clicks and he is going to end up dead. They give the first blood to Sumail. He's like, all right, let me show you what happens when the mid laner gets a first blood, boy. First blood for PMA. It gets got brought down and Sumail quite happy about this. This is annoying though.
Yeah.
They put the iron shot on the wall.
You can't counterplay it.
Oh, it's so funny.
That's such an interesting interaction. I don't know if I've seen that before. Iron shelling the Hawk, but it makes a ton of sense because you can't counterplay it in any fashion. Except try to get it killed, obviously.
Now we're off. Nico, of course, will be looking forward to trying doing his best in this mid lane. Sumail wants to get the utmost. And Noob, you did mention that that lane should be pretty straightforward for the Medusa here. She does have the undulation. We shall see how quickly she's able to get to her meme hammer in this game because she is going to, in tandem with the Beastmaster, be able to generate a lot of pressure onto these buildings.
Yeah, for sure. This has to just be a straight up, you know, double null into Meteor Hammer game. Cool to see the curveball fastest, by the way, from Niku here. Did not go for the Justling Rift, but went for the curveball. It makes for some very interesting situations sometimes. It can also screw you over if you cast your orb poorly, so you've really got to be on your toes all game. Wonder what the rationale is here of going for it. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. Oh well. Who are we to say? We have to just accept Niku knows what's up for this game. Top lane, we do have some pressure being thrown out onto Xayah. Ghost wants him, but they do have battery assaults now. And with the Iron Shells vacuum back, in fact, it's them that's in danger. Beautiful cogs from Xayah with the double Iron Shell. This is going to be a disaster, Sindarin.
Am I wrong about Ursa against Darkseer lanes nowadays? This is the second time. We had a game yesterday as well where I was like, this Ursa lane should do well against Darkseer. It was Darkseer tiny in that game. Now, NAVI Junior managed to find a double kill onto another Ursa lane here.
I do feel that they perhaps overplayed their hand there. Both of them are only level 2 at that moment in time. And I think
I feel like you must be overplaying your hand. And also, I don't know. I just don't think this is how this lane is supposed to go. If it is, then don't pick Ursa, you know? Like, then you have even less reason to run this hero. If you use Darkseer, it's just not the right approach. So I have to say it's just a direct misplay coming out from Nigma Galaxy. Otherwise, they would not have gone about it in this fashion. I want to go back to mid a little bit here. It's quite interesting to see the Puck versus Beastmaster matchup. The Boars are helping out Niku quite a bit.
We'll have to talk about it in a second because we have aggression once more and Xayah. Yet again, 2 heroes inside of the power cogs. 2 of them with the Iron Shell. They do end up losing the Darkseer though. Ghost still alive. Xayah, does he have enough to find this chase? He does. Iron Shell is still burning him out. So although they do claim revenge on the Darkseer's life, ultimately Sind, that is definitely not worth it.
No, for sure not, because GH has no resources, so now you can't make the play again. Xayah could just send out a Mango. He's buying one up right now. I love seeing that. Just, you know, keep yourself going on the clockwork. This hero's all about momentum. It's a very fast level 4 on clock. This hero owns with early levels and generally doesn't find it in Pro Dota because his laning isn't the best. If you get off to a start like this, Xayah can pop off in games like this. He's a very formidable clockwork player and knows what's up. He's even going to get 2 stacks off here in minute 4. Very nice. It's looking like a hot start here for the side of NAVI Junior.
We have some time. Doesn't seem like we're going to have a fight for a little bit. Talk to me about this mid lane. What is it that's intriguing about Beast vs Puck?
So Puck's innate, called Puckish. I guess they just didn't have, they were out of words. You restore health and mana whenever you disjoint an attack, and Beastmaster's bored out.
I don't think you're allowed to talk about this mid lane, man.
That's fine.
Sorry, because we have another kill onto GH.
It's all
Dogs
good.
here involved in 4 kills. Ursa's lane is over. The lane is over. You can't lane top anymore. Like, what are you supposed to do here? They're gonna now just jump your wave, take your tower. Where do you go as Ghost? This is not a hero that I want to be jungling with at level 3.
Yep, he has to lane. You're not gonna leave the lane, but you might need to bring more resources. Perhaps you rotate over a ringmaster for a fight or whatever. But your overall sentiment of the lane being over, I don't think over is the right word, but you've lost it, which is very, very bad for the fact that you picked this as a counter matchup. At this point, when Darkseer and Clockwork are both level 5, they can just dive the Ursa and they're still here with Phoenix Ghost. This cannot happen a third time, but it will.
Told you,
Oh
brother,
my
this laning phase
goodness.
is over. It's over. You can't play this lane, man. You might have to, but you can't. They're not going to allow you to do it. Another kill onto the Ursa. His 3rd death of the game, minute 5. Well, Nigma Galaxy, we were hoping for a really good start to the game. Mid is going okay. You know, Sumail is winning this one quite handedly. Bottom for this Medusa, we haven't had really any call to talk about her. Now it's just her and PA playing 1 versus 1, so it's going to be free farm for both of them. So she'll get what she needs, but man, how do you help top? How do you recover the game for Ghost? And then they're going. Oh, Sumail had his hands up, looking for the primal roar, but Niku does manage to get away.
Well, he gets
will not be
Ridis.
so lucky, and that'll be something. So Ridis will go down. There's a Dream Coil though. Zayax going forward, doesn't have enough mana to get off all the spells, but they do have the battery assault with the rocket flare. Got the juice shows up as well on the PA, wanting to help supply some additional damage. They will not be able to do so. Sumail gets a double kill. Niku wanted to try and bring down Sumail. He was really low, but the Ringmaster box will provide him a little bit of escape. Sumail throwing these wild axes this way and that, hoping to find vision on Niku. But Niku went north, he looked to the east. Niku will be fine for now. I say that, but they finally found vision of him. GH sees him, but there is going to be the orb. Draws towards it. He's going to be okay. Ridis comes back as well. Will this fight ever end? Snowball going forward onto Niku, and will he die? No, he's still alive. Fairy Fire will be there, and in fact, the one that ends up dead is Ridis and GH. So it's a 1-1
Sumail
trade by
could be in
some
trouble
miracle.
too. Orb.
Niku has a Lucio Orb, Waning Rift, he's got it.
Oh my God,
Finds the
he's
kill,
gonna
he's
kill
going
them
for more.
No.
Does he have enough resources? No. His wand was still on cooldown, so he doesn't get to completely outplay them, but he does make it a very favorable trade for NAVI Junior.
Yeah, that is definitely a great result, without doubt. And now Ghost.
Oh
no,
no, bro, this is happening. Bro, Ghost, you didn't get the memo, brother. You're not
He
allowed to
lived.
lane. He lives by some miracle, but Rocket Flare is going to be up in 10 seconds. Okay, so he barely survives.
That is very, very close once again. Whew. Well, this is very, it's very intense for sure, this early game. Once again, I feel like the big win here is still going to be the top lane. Sumail at the very least getting involved here with multiple kills is very good news for Nigma Galaxy. He's going to have to do quite some heavy lifting of the Ursa for a while though. It's the kind of hero that can do it, can snowball games with the Beast. So not out of the question.
You see again Niku doing these sick outplays. What a long, ridiculous fight this was, honestly. Even PA showed up for this one. I still can't believe how long Niku survived this. That was really, really sick outplays from him.
He plays a monster puck. There's no doubt about it. Looking for potential pressure onto mid here. Ridis has rotated over on the Phoenix as well.
Does have access to the Dream Coil. But we'll also have the level 6 on the Clockwork, so they have Hookshot available too. They find the right angle. They certainly can pressure these heroes, and it doesn't seem like Nigma really want to spend too much time here. Omar's gonna come in, throw in these impalement arts, drag the wave, but the important heroes are definitely not gonna show with the puck. It's definitely angling for a kill. PMA now is his Vanguard. The stacks that were created by Omar, he will dutifully take away. Much appreciated, Omar.
A bit of a missed coil there from Niku. And they also stop Riddy's TP with a nice whip there from Amar. That should be... Oh, hang on. Who is it a kill for, really? Oh,
Sumail has the piggy pole.
By the Ancients.
Whew. Okay. Ancients and the piggy pole make sure that Sumail lives. Do they get out safely? Because GH is coming to look for them here. I guess it is a puck with a haste rune, so no way to catch up to them. So with all of this happening, how have things been looking for Ghost? A lot of the support's been drawn away from the top lane. Have they sufficiently shut them down enough that they should be playing like this, or do you want to see them force the issue more on the top lane and secure the tier 1 tower?
It's not... You don't necessarily have to run over the top lane more than you already have. This is already a great win for the side of NAVI Junior. I think at this point, just make sure PMA keeps farming, keeps ramping up. If you see... I guess what I'm getting at is you don't have to force it. If it feels natural, you can go for it. Well, they are kind of forcing it here, which is perhaps going to cost them a big rotation.
They do manage to take down the tier 1 tower.
Though.
They missed the Wheel of Wonder. They missed the ice shot. They missed the snowball. There will be a pretty big Darkseer wall vacuumed back into it as well. These illusions, can they chase them down in time? They're looking to try and get to this Darkseer. Halberd immediately onto Ghost. You can enrage, but it will not matter. Darkseer is gone. The tier 1 tower was taken. PA got it and just got back to farm.
Another, well, they got away with murder there. If anything connects on the Darkseer, whether it's the whip or the Wheel of Wonder or both, he's definitely dead. But now they get nothing for their troubles, do Nigma, and they lose their tower. Once again, the progression looking great for NAVI Junior in this early game. And we haven't talked too much about the PA, obviously, since we've been so focused on Ghost having a miserable time. This means that PA is getting where she needs to be. So the overall game plan for NAVI Junior very much progressing the way they would hope. With God the Juice sitting comfortably on the same net worth as the Ursa, which might not sound that great considering Ursa's deaths, but this hero just does more with the same net worth.
We did see them at least claim the tier 1 tower bottom. Noob did complete the Medusa Meteor Hammer. Used that to take down the tier 1 tower. Got himself out with the Stone Gaze, so it's not looking too bad. It's 1-1 in the trade department on the side lanes. And he's going to show up middle, make sure that he's able to defend here, whilst Ghost is in the jungle, trying to just get to his Battle Fury, finish off that progress. Definitely going to arrive sometime after the PA, though. We'll see how deep the margin is as middle. We do have the Dream Coil thrown in onto the Medusa. We don't have Stone Gaze for 30 seconds, but we also don't have follow-up. The Clockwork not here. Darkseer shows up with the clock, but on the other side of the fight. Can't really reach the Medusa.
And they're just going to put on more pressure here. This is a gone tower once more. Nigma Galaxy lose even more real estate.
So we're not that far away from having Ags from Sumail, right? Is that when Nigma can start playing together as multiple heroes, or do you still have to buy some time until Ursa feels ready to show up with a Blink Dagger?
You're only realistically playing around Beastmaster right now, right? Your offlane Medusa is going to farm and push waves. The hero doesn't really do much else for now, so... Yeah, you gotta buy Ghost time, and the way to do it is by playing with every Roar and Sumail's soon-to-be Aghanim Scepter. That's what's gonna bring you into this game and buy you the time for Ursa to come online. Ideally, the perfect play is to activate Beastmaster onto the PA, so that you kill 2 birds with 1 stone, you catch your Ursa up, and you shut down the enemy carry that's having a good time. But the problem is, all 3 cores of NAVI Junior are having a good time. So...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Might have a better time because they could see GH here. We'll see if Got the Juice gets the angle. GH will reveal himself with the shards. The TPs will take too long, so he's out. Just waste some time, but they make sure that he does not steal their Wisdom Shrine. So the experience will go towards the PA on the one side and the Ringmaster on the other. Tormentor to spawn in a minute. We'll see if Nigma Galaxy, by then they should have access to the Aghanims on the Beast. We'll see if they want to deploy it onto that fight to also claim the Tormentor thereafter. Axe just getting some scouting done in the enemy jungle. They're zoning them out a little bit more. And now we do have the Battle Fury for the Ursa. Much, much better than I expected, given how terribly things were going early on. You know, only about a minute delayed after the PA. Has phase boots, does have the Orb of Frost. So Ghost will be able to farm, but will get out farmed by the PA, but still, his game is definitely looking better than I thought it would at this stage.
Oh, for sure. You know, you just keep giving NAVI Junior time. They're definitely very comfortable with how things are going right now. There's no cause for alarm. If you're not getting it opened on by this Beastmaster, you can just keep scaling without trouble. It's looking quite good. Just keep the ball rolling. You don't have to necessarily take much initiative. You can just keep the farm. Eventually, you're going to hit a point of critical mass when PA gets too big. So this is a very simple game, really, for NAVI Junior to play right now. Avoid gank, farm up, you even get the Tormentor. That's great. I was going to trade it for Roche, but it's okay.
They've got the Drums of Slum available, so they are inside the pit. It's Ursa, Beastmaster. This thing is going to die super fast with GH there with the tag team as well. So bye-bye Roche. First Aegis for Sumail. We'll see how Nigma can play off the back of this one. It's a 4k gold lead right now, but as we've seen, certainly not insurmountable. You also get yourself a tier 1 tower, so that'll shave about a k off of it. Quite nice.
Tier 1 bot falling. So what are Nigma going to do with this Aegis? This is the big question. You've got an amp damage rune as well onto some mail. Really want to try to put some sort of pressure, but NAVI Junior might just not play into you and just keep splitting the sides, keep farming up. PMA might be on the receiving end though. Noob with the Atos.
We'll see if they roar him. Sumail was thinking about it, but the Glimmer Cape, yeah. By the time the dust emerged, he was too far away from the roar. And as we spoke about in the draft, it's one of their only real like initiation tools, right? It's kind of difficult before GH has a Blink Dagger to make any of these kind of plays happen. They will at least find Ridis. The Phoenix does have Icarus dive. Nice tame the beast to fear him to canceling the dive. So this time around, they should be able to pick him up. He does not have a Glimmer, doesn't have Surge. Nice pickup for Nigma Galaxy. But the cores are just dodging them, like you said. They do not want to interact with Nigma whatsoever. Ursa, though, has caught up to the net worth of this PA. Blink Dagger is now available for this Ursa. Kind of an amazing recovery. They still will have an Aegis available for the next 3 minutes, so I would like to see them utilize this Blink in tandem with this, and he agrees. He's porting bottom, gonna go link up with the crew, and we'll see what they can make happen. Got the juice, actually got scouted by some of these boars. They're pinging him out right now, but they don't have a Blink on Sumail. It's kind of a hard catch. Omar, does he get a good angle? No, he's gone.
Yeah, nicely avoids that just in time. I'm not sure he was completely aware of what was happening, or just following his natural farming pattern, but it's quite far over there, all the way to the left. And they won't find the move once again on the side of Nigma Galaxy. Time being expended without too much to show for it. But as you said, the good news is all 3 cores on the side of Nigma are also finding good farm. Oh, mid lane.
Try find a fight middle. Nope, he's throughout the rod of Atos, and now though, with the Stone Gaze, he's standing within the Wheel of Wonder. They're trying to kill off Xyx. Do they have the damage? Meteor Hammer connects onto this Clockwork. Still not dead just yet. Nice vacuum. PMA, though, gets himself roared for his efforts, and Ghost jumps on top of him. They are able to kill him off. Niku had a pretty good Dream Pearl on the back edge of the fight, but it's too far from the Supernova, so the additional stun doesn't connect. Nigma Galaxy just found themselves a straight-up kill, and they will get out of this one scot-free.
I think this is basically the best thing that can happen for Nigma, is that the side of NAVI Junior initiate on Medusa. They do not have what it takes to kill her yet. PA needs to be bigger than this. So you got a free setup, and they only find the Darkseer for their troubles, which is definitely a good kill, but it is a little bit concerning that when the fight kind of gets served for you on a platter like that, that you're unable to find more than a singular pick.
They're actually chasing down bottom. They had a little bit of vision onto GH. They even poured down Niku. I think they want to try and look for somebody here. They get a little bit of vision. Does it scout Sumail? I don't know. Xyx How crazy does he want to feel? He will get actually hit by some balls right now, so he's the one that's going to be tanking some damage. Has to back off with the power clock. Sumail now dealing with the damage coming in from Niku. He's falling super low on this Beastmaster. A couple of more hits is all they need. They just send in a dagger from the PA and they find that kill. The Lucio Orb removes Omar from play as well. Ghost has shown up with the crew. They're looking towards Riddis. There's no Supernova for the Phoenix, so that should be very straightforward for Nigma Galaxy. So 2 for 1 in the terms of the supports, but they did take away the Aegis from Sumail.
It's good enough for Nigma, you know? It's baby steps, but you're progressing in the right direction. You now have 3 of the top 4 net worths in the game all of a sudden, after NAVI Junior 5 minutes ago had all of the top 3. So you definitely are narrowing the gap and you're taking advantage of your Aegis to find a couple of fights. Now it's not available anymore, so... See, oh, Omar gonna get jumped. I got the juice, nice fear, but not getting him into the... Doesn't matter. It's a big kill. That's a very good.
Got the juice, has been spending a lot of time farming these top camps, you know, emerging in the wave here and there, and gets caught this time around. Nigma Galaxy not gonna allow him to just have free control over the map. We do see this Medusa eating some damage, but like you said, there's kind of no point initiating onto Medusa. Galaxy, we're getting to that point now where with this Ursa, eventually, once he gets to this BKB, you were mentioning some of the damage issues that they have on Navi. If he gets BKB, most of the damage from Navi is gone. He only has to worry about the PA. We're still not at the point where he has all the items necessary to do that, but that will not be true forever. He will get to that MKB after the BKB as well. And then even the PA doesn't have a free ride in the fights.
No, I mean, the game looks... It genuinely starts looking quite good all of a sudden for Nigma with these couple of moves, so they've definitely pulled the game into a favorable position overall. I think the reason it was starting to look scary was that NAVI Junior were getting away with everything simultaneously, and now even just a little bit of a trade. Oh, noob, is he gonna get connected? No, they can't commit on him. They do force a little bit of a defensive rotation, but that's it. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward, right? You need time to get these bigger items now for the side of NAVI Junior. I think the damage issues phase has officially kicked off. PA needs to get more stuff so she can really get in there. The Puck's Witchblade is starting to lose its effectiveness. Darkseer has full utility build as he should. And the Clockwork has a lot of dead gold. That's what Clockwork is like a lot of the time. If he's going for this Axe, that will be a nice damage and vision upgrade in the fights, but until he has it, this is just like some raw, small stat items rather than some higher impact utility. So there is a little bit of a down period here where NAVI Junior will probably be wise to just avoid confrontation altogether.
There's going to be some pressure top with the Meteor Hammer from Noob, removing the final outer tower of the game, or the final tier 1 tower of the game. No way that NAVI Junior come to contest this, so should just be a free tower. In the meantime, what are they able to accomplish? They finished the Parasma for the Puck, so that's going to increase their damage output, but simultaneously, Sumail almost has his BKB on the Beastmaster.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Down bottom. Oh, they got a kill onto Clockwork. Okay.
Nice.
GH and Ghost just make a quick rotation. That's a Blink Dagger coming out from GH right now. Nice reveal.
Yeah, it's not the biggest kill in the world, but it still continues the status quo of Nigma Galaxy kind of running the map. Mid lane. Niku gonna get shown the Hex of Noob here. Very farmed on the Medusa. A big item to have against both the PA and the Puck. Could be a total game changer. Noob's just completely unfazed by anything right now. The hero just... It's a great pick. I really like the Medusa pick. I just wasn't sure if Nigma were comfortable playing the playstyle that this entails with the players that they have and what we've mostly been seeing from them, but this has been one of Noob's best games of the tournament. He's just very, very stable. He's taking a ton of attention. He just keeps farming. He's pushing towers. Super obnoxious in this game. There's just no counter to this Dusa until PA gets big enough, and NAVI Junior just have to give up the mid tier 2 as well. Noob, solo siege engine. Just keeping up the farm and simultaneously.
You now have that BKB from Sumail. He smokes up immediately with Omar. They're drawing the line towards the top side of the map. They will see the puck there. Let's see if they can find the necessary angle for this kill. They could Glimmer Cape Sumail and allow him to approach the puck to get the Primal Aurora. That's exactly what they do. Puck didn't get the silence out onto the Beastmaster, so he will get rolled. Wheel of Wonder. There's the damage. There's the kill. They find Niku, and Zayax is going to follow him. He tried to save. Not going to be able to do so. Beautiful rotation by Nigma Galaxy to find those kills.
Yeah, and they're going to get a Tormentor off it too if they want. They already have the bottom control. They killed this relatively early, I believe, so if they just stick around, they will get their second Tormentor of the game as well. And that will be an even further advantage. I'm both surprised and impressed simultaneously with how Nigma have been able to restructure the game after a rough start. It feels like they know exactly what they need to do in this point in the game. NAVI Junior are aware as well of the state of affairs. They're not trying to force anything. They're just farming a lot, but they can't keep up with Nigma's acceleration. Here goes the Tormentor Ghost. We'll solo it up, one of the boons of Ursa. That's a spotlight.
Nice. Sumail, of course, waiting in the Roshan pit. Big man is about to actually come back. So they'll just keep control here. He'll pop a boar in. But NAVI Junior also sensing the way that this game is going, that we are slowly but surely falling behind. They just picked up a Shiva's Guard for the dogs here. So that is some additional vision in the fight, some additional damage, a little bit more control. There is going to be a hook shot forward onto Noob. They have the Medusa inside the cogs, but it is a Medusa. Wheel of Wonder also thrown back. Most of the damage onto Zayax with the Meme Hammer. Tame the Beast is out. They get the reveal through the Glimmer Cape, and with the Wild Axes, one more Mystic Snake. They have the damage to find the kill. Noob now on a killing spree. Niku also hexed. He couldn't get out. He couldn't jaunt. It will be a Supernova, though, to dissuade Nigma Galaxy from chasing onto that puck. But when this happens, now they know there's no clock. They know there's no Supernova. There's no way they can contest this Roshan.
This Medusa is just winning the game. Like, I'm just watching the game unfold, and they can't do anything about it. Really overlooked in the draft just how good this is going to be. I just don't know what you do as Radiant here. It's literally just wherever Noob goes, you can't be there. And once again, Zayat, I guess out of frustration, kind of just gets baited to try to go on the Medusa. It doesn't work. It's just a wasted initiation. You lose all of your aggressive potential by going on this hero, and effectively the map is just on lockdown now. Honestly, can Noob just start hammering tier 3s? I don't see why not. Like, what's gonna stop him? If he has the team backing him up, I think Nigma Galaxy could end the game right now. Like, that's where we're at. Just keep pushing one side together, finish it off. But even better if they could find this. Got the juice, gets caught.
Yeah, Wheel of Wonder is out as well. He does have BKB, but can they get out here? He needs somebody to blink towards, and it will be the Clockwork that facilitates that. Okay. Barely manages to escape. Shout out to having Gale Guard in your neutral item inventory.
How could he BKB there? He was roared into Whip and Wheel of Wonder. I guess the layering must have been off there from Nigma Galaxy. Otherwise, I would think they could just chain that. Maybe he whipped him while he was unable to turn and it expired. If the whip finishes during roar, he never turns and therefore didn't face the wheel. That might have been what happened there. Or the status resist of Sanjay Yasha could have bridged the gap. Whatever it was, he did stay alive. They forced Nigma Galaxy to rotate over, and actually Noob comes back. This is a good situation for the Radiant. They can get Niku out of trouble.
Does have his blink on cooldown, and he gets hexed, so he's not going to get out. He got caught in one of the few places. They had the dust as well, making sure there's no escape. That's a pretty big deal, because if I'm Nigma, I would do exactly this. You just keep forcing the aggression on the fight. You were asking why not just go tier 3. Now it's especially why not. See if they can find this rotation. Sadly, all of Navi have decided to get as far back as possible, except Ridis, who's trying to take back this outpost. He's gonna die for his efforts, unfortunately. Oh, up top. Got the juice. They see him. They got him again. The Primal Roar is there. This time around, there is absolutely nobody nearby to help him. The chain disable is perfect. There's no BKB. So he will die. Looks like you were correct the last time that the layering was not correct. Omar fixed it up. This time they easily get the kill.
And Noob is just solo pushing mid 1v3 because he can't die. So he'll keep having fun. As he says sorry, I don't think he means it. Tier 3 tower is falling, and with the PA dead for 50, this is minimum 1 lane. Noob can just do this on his own. And he even has backup. And now he has the Octarine core, so even more Meteor Hammers, even more Gleipnirs.
Shot forward. Get onto Omar. They're trying to do something here, but goes immediately back on top of them. He throws in the overpower, puts in the damage, and they get the kill onto Zayats. Yeah, buddy, it's nice, nah. You remember that lane, don't you? You had a good time back then, didn't you? You having fun still? Nope, definitely not. Still pushing. Still doing his thing middle. Tier 3 tower is gone. You're opening up the lane of Rax. I don't know how you stop this. What do you do? Even when Got the Juice returns here, they have an Aegis on the
Noob just keeps pushing top. Like Medusa, there was a reason. Oh no, they found. Okay, good response. Immediate force staff from Ridis will get DNA out of trouble. There was a reason this hero was a super high-rated pick in Raleigh, and then teams step by step figured out in which way to address it in the draft. But Nigma Galaxy got it so late in this draft that there's just nothing solving it. Here comes the Darkseer running in. Noob is laughing. Holding his ground.
Doesn't really have to worry about anything right now. They even pop the glyph to make sure that they can get this tier 3 tower with the meme hammer. They will do so. The backline is being peppered by Zayax with all of these usages of the rocket flare. But it's not enough damage, and most of the damage is going onto the Ursa. Maybe you can try and take it away from him, that Aegis. In the meantime, Darkseer gets a vacuum wall. It's going to catch Sumail and Noob. And they do anything off the back of this. They do roar straight onto this Darkseer, so PMA is just going to die instantly. But they took away the Aegis. Now, what's next? What's step 2? They get the kill immediately afterwards onto Sumail. A lot of gold going their direction. BKB from Ghost. He's trying to TP out. He say no. Got the Juice actually has the right-click damage necessary to burst through the bear. The Grizzly is gone. Mega kill streak is ended. And the top lane of Barracks are defended.
Okay. Well, is PA going to get there, Snare? Is it going to happen? I'm still seeing this invincible Medusa, but is this a little bit too cute for Noob going the Octarine? Should he just have, like, transformed into a secondary core that can just hit the PA and win the game? Because inevitably, you are going to depend fully on Ursa to kill the PA. There's nobody else that's really going to do it. Beastmaster in this one-to-one matchup does not have the damage down the stretch, especially with protection for the PA. So,
they wanted to counter Ridis, but Niku comes back. He makes the counterplay. They kill Omar already. Noob needs to get out of here. They do drop the Dream Coil out onto GH. The curved Illusion Orb will be able to chase them. Snowball forward with the Hex, but guess who comes in? It's got the Juice, and there's no more Stone Gaze available. At the very least, the Gorgon's Grasp connected immediately onto this PA. But now Noob, no Stone Gaze, no Grasp, no T. First death of the game is going to happen to the Medusa, and it goes the way of Niku with this amplified damage rune. It's a full team wipe on the map, Sin.
How? How did this happen? That's crazy. They just bled out 10k in a minute and a half. Step by step, NAVI Junior bring it back. You look at that win expectancy graph. 30 minutes in, it's 82%. Now we're up to 50-50. Literally, in 2 minutes, everything has returned to the former state that we thought could not be achieved once more here for Nigma Galaxy. Or, I should say NAVI Junior, but I guess it's a joint effort this time around. Oh dear. The entire lead evaporates.
Yeah.
PA is now working on a Scotty. She's going to be very, very tanky here. Interesting choice from Got the Juice to aim for this purchase.
He initially had the Nullifier queued up, decided to change his mind. He had Nullifier Shard going first, but after these fights, opting for the Eye of Skadi. I will say, in that previous fight, Ridis here on the Phoenix, super outplayed Nigma. Like, he gets the Glimmer Cape, forces some spells, 4 staffs away before they can kill him, just making it so hard for them to do anything. My man was dancing like he was Roy Jones Jr. in his prime or something. What a guy. Do you know who Roy Jones Jr. is, Sind?
Don't ask questions about pop culture references or music or
He's
movies.
a boxer. He's a
please.
boxer.
See, there you go. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
not pop culture.
Close enough. I'll take it. Thank you. I don't know things. That's something you need to learn about me. You'll understand over time.
Nigma. They're smoked up as 4 right now. They obviously are not going to be happy about where they are in the game. And unfortunately, one of the drawbacks of how these fights have been unfolding is not simply just losing them, but losing the vision control that they've been slowly but surely establishing over the last course of the game. Now they barely see anything on the map.
Yep. Waiting for Roche. Nigma Galaxy. This is a test of mentality, right? You know you had a big lead and you know you just lost it. You're experienced. You understand what happened and what changed in the game. Can you restabilize, get the next Aegis, and get the job done? They lose another fight, things can get quite scary. And NAVI Junior have learned not to go on this Medusa, so they're not going to initiate on Noob here. He's trying to bait out a fight. Not going to take the bait.
They do have this new Eye of Skadi waiting to be able to reveal it on this PA. Like you said, they're not going to eat this bait, but one thing about this positioning makes it kind of hard for them to loop all the way around. So they're going to be patient. The big man's not up just yet. The boar is waiting for Nigma. They can keep throwing in the rocket flares, but now that they have some decent idea of where Noob is at, they're going to go for the long wrap. Not the easiest one though. Nigma are going to be prepared for this. Look where GH is standing, ready to break these high ground smokes.
Good rocket flare vision though. They're immediately going to try to disengage with their glimmers, but the chase is on. GH. Okay, gets the blink, but Ghost. Ghost got hit by a dagger. Are they going to try to poke here? Literally poke the bear? No, not going in. But in the meantime, okay, Noob.
Yeah, they get the BKB out on the PA, but the Primal Roar is still going to be there onto her. Supernova from Rid is got down. PMA is going to be the first one to fall here. Caught in between the Stone Gaze, Wheel of Wonder, and the rest of Nigma Galaxy, but he buys back instantly. Noob, now that he no longer has the Stone Gaze available, not necessarily the best target to jump, but can't necessarily move forward himself either. With this buyback, NAVI Junior, they see that the Roshan is up. Primal Roar was used. Wheel of Wonder was used. Stone Gaze was used. BKB on Sumail was committed. So was the one on Ursa. They feel more comfortable heading into the base, into the pit. Can they stop them, Sin?
I don't think so. They used all their stuff. Nigma Galaxy have nothing left in the tank, so they have to concede this against the Darkseer buyback. They will claim everything to get the hook shot. Are they even going to try this?
Yes, we are. But the Juice jumped in, but might actually regret doing so as he's taking a lot of damage. But now Niku goes onto the back line, trying to separate the fight. Gets a pretty big Dream Coil out, but got the Juice. Gets brought down by the Ursa. However, there is a back wall to threaten the Ursa's life. He's trying to TP out. He's going to make it. Will everybody else be able to follow him? GH is going to be the first one to die here. Now they've caught Noob within the power cards. He does have the Stone Gaze. This is going to help quite a bit. Sumail also has the Primal Roar right behind him. Can they do anything here? Yule Scepter into the air. Trying to get out. He's still alive. Quite tanky nonetheless. They need to kill everybody else before they can get on top of him, especially after GH brought back on his tusk.
And they need to take care of the waves. They're losing barracks top to just creeps now on the side of NAVI Junior. This fight has been going on for so long. So we'll get a pause here, a bit of lag being called out. This game is tooth and nail right now. Extremely important in that situation that Noob hits his Meteor Hammer, by the way, onto the PA. If that had missed, I don't even know if they managed to grab the Aegis out of that scenario, but with that accomplishing and connecting, they will get rid of it. He'll now have no Aegis, but he has Refresher. So he has 2 BKB, 2 Satanics. You still gotta be very careful that you make sure to take him down in one go, or he can get the full reset twice over. They need to kill the PA during Roar. That's the one way they reliably do it with their Ursa, as we've already established. And it also begs the question if you should just be looking at a potential Wind Waker here for the side of Navi Junior on Zayat. Now that you have the duels already, if you go for the Wind Waker, you could just save the PA with that from Aurora play. Hookshot in insta Wind Waker.
They have started finally adding additional damage outside of the PA as well, as they picked up now an Aghanim Scepter on Niku. In tandem with the Parasma, he's going to be hitting very, very hard in the fights, but quick Tommy goes the way of GH. We now have the deep eye shards as they take the tier 2 tower from Nigma Galaxy, so all outer towers taken. Still are in a precarious position. One lane of racks down. You know full well that if you start losing fights, you've seen how easy it is for Nigma to take your buildings.
Yeah, they're just going to force the issue.
Without an Aegis? Okay.
Yep. Rocket Flares will start scouting. Just Noob doing this alone right now. Knows he can get away with it. And Navi Junior, you gotta find a flank or you gotta force Nigma's hand here. It's got the juice. Without the refresher though, he put it onto the puck. Now he only has the cheese. So can't reliably get that double BKB Satanic off. The cheese, of course, will also work wonders as long as he gets it off in time when he gets jumped. And there is the single hero smoke onto PMA. It's going to end on the Ninja Gear, so we'll not find initiation with that one, but perhaps with the blur? No, they see him.
He did already get out the Gleipnir. And also just picked up an Abyssal Blade on Ghost, so they have an additional layer to go into the PA with. Abyssal, BKB, Blink, MKB, Battle Fury with the Mindbreaker as well. Very, very fat Ursa. Especially considering how the game started for him. My man was like 0-3 minute 5. He's only died once since then. Now the smoke from Navi. They're looking for the wrap. They know that going headlong into the Medusa just simply cannot work. They're gonna make it a very long wrap. They might get lucky enough to approach Ghost. Gonna see him actually farming this camp here. Ghost is gonna get gone on. Dreamquail with the additional jump. He does have a BKB active, but he's caught right now within the power clogs. Chasing forward, he wants to try and find Zayax. It will be a Wheel of Wonder. Will they be able to get the secondary layer of spells out onto him? Not just yet. They went for the Ringmaster first with the Dreamquail there, out onto this Ursa. One more Illusory Orb. That's the kill that they needed. Noob forced the Stone Gaze and TP himself out of there. Sure, they did get the 2 supports. Rid of Spies back, but losing the Ursa, definitely a huge coup for Navi Junior.
But still, they leveraged their refresher there. Without the refresher, they might actually not kill the Ursa with the puck. So they had to dig quite deep to find this, as unfortunately on the initiation, they don't have an instant stun to prevent Ursa from getting off the BKB. The hookshot was not able to connect because they were kind of clumped up. I think when you're making this kind of a move, make sure Clockwork is like 300 or 400 range ahead of the other heroes so he gets a clean line. And perhaps you just kill the Ursa immediately and don't even need to use all this stuff. But still, it is a good reward here for Navi Junior, despite having to use their Phoenix buyback. It doesn't look like they feel confident that they can squeeze a lot of advantage out of this, despite the dead Ursa. They're not really pressuring a tower even, just using this as farming time. Got the juice though. There's a big item in the quick buy. It's coming. He has the gold for it now if he wants to commit. Could buy that Divine Rapier. And with the triple Stifling Dagger rather than the -1 attacks to trigger, with the Rapier, might just be able to blast some heroes off to the side instead of the primary target in the Ursa. I'm guessing that's why he took this one, is that the carry-to-carry matchup, you don't really burst him much better with this talent, but you do so much more teamfight damage with the daggers. Similar on Dusa. Refresher now on Noob. Okay.
Double Stone Gaze, double Hex, double Meteor Hammer.
The double Hex is the bigger part here for sure.
By the way, trivia question. How many games of Medusa do you think Noob has played, and what do you think his win rate is?
He has played it 5 times, and he is 3-2.
Very close. 4 times and 100% win rates for the show.
That's close enough. Well, he's trying to keep that win rate alive. But scary times ahead here. It's just a matter of time before God the Juice will inevitably buy up this Rapier. I still think the Deuce is quite safe, though. You should still be looking for the other heroes. Now he grabs the shard, so Fan of Knives finally picked up 44 minutes in.
Nice. 45 minutes are about to approach. We are getting to the point in the game where the important thing are buybacks. PA has one. Sumail has one on his Beastmaster, Niku has it on the Puck, and very shortly the Darkseer will have availability after it comes back off cooldown.
It's kind of
both
crazy
sides are
how
knowing
much he
this.
fell off on the Darkseer, right? If you look at the net worths, you think back to the game state at 12 minutes and how Darkseer was topping the net worth overall. This has been quite the fall from grace. I've seen a lot of Darkseers just continue to stay up in the top 3 the entirety of the game, but PMA well down below everybody else. Despite having 350 CS, just some costly deaths here and there, is going to... It plays a pretty big role that he doesn't have his next item, whether that's the Hex that he has here or some sort of defensive item like Eon Disc, so he's sure to get spells off, or BKB, whatever it is. Lincolns. There are so many good items in this game for Darkseer. You would wish he had another 5,000 net worth right now.
That's a big smoke from Nigma Galaxy. Hoping to take control of the triangle, maybe find a kill or two before the potential of the Roshan respawn. Keep these waves shoved in, especially the mid one. They already have the creeps there.
Dire's bottom tower is
So
under
let's see. Big man comes up. Is it a quick or a long one? Relatively short. She's back. Oh, immediate. Not
That was a
relatively
very
short. Straight
quick
up.
respawn, yeah. If Nigma checked this now, that could be big, but you also have to worry about the siege down bottom. God the Juice is going to work.
We'll see if the Clockwork decides to spend in some rocket flares into the pit
Radiant's top barracks are under
to see what's happening. Does not seem like that's going to happen. So they will retreat. They'll come back. They already lost the range racks though. The boars from Sumail making this happen for them. Now an Aegis onto the hands of this Ursa. Sumail picks up the cheese and the refresher. So now we have double roar, double BKB available for the beast.
The double roar is massive in this game. That is a clear path to killing PA. Even when she gets the Rapier, not safe with the Satanic, because she can just get 100 to 0 by Beastmaster and Urza without any trouble. They do have the X factor of Niku being able to put a potential Lincolns onto him and buy him some time. But things need to line up well. You need to be ready for it. You need to anticipate this play and be fast. For Nigma Galaxy, it's a pretty clear game plan now. Blink Roar, any core. Make sure you kill them off. Develop the fight from the Zayats. Ambitious.
That's one roar
to
being
get
used
this
already.
Outpost. Well, Sumail even BK beat that. That's maybe a little too defensive, but whatever. I get the clock. Now here's the tricky part for Nigma. I actually think the best play is to not push now, but rather... Oh wait, this is a very short cooldown roar. Never mind, he has it again. Okay, I take it back. You can push.
I was literally about to say, why is roar a 30-second spell, bro? What's happening?
5 talent. That's great.
What's happening, dude? It's so silly. I don't like that. I don't like cooldown reduction talents, honestly. Top lane. Noob is going to be pushing out this here. There's a final melee racks in the top lane. The boars are going to supplement some damage. And now you're only left at the bottom to save you from being megaed. Meteor Hammer connects, a couple more right clicks, and they got...
The dream now for a NAVI Junior is to initiate on Beastmaster and blow him up. You have the Rapier and PA, you know you can kill him very fast, but of course GH with the snowball saves can very much turn things around. NAVI Junior, I think, would be wise to try to find Sumail or GH first and build your fight around that. If you, once again, if you open on Medusa, it's just a death sentence. It's just not a good play. They're not going to, but they will inevitably be forced to have to take some sort of initiative.
Another big item just emerged. We have a Blink Dagger from the Ringmaster now, so both of the supports, both of the saving supports no less, have easy ways to access the fight while sitting quite far back, not getting caught out by Niku simultaneously. So for Nigma, they are gonna start slowly moseying over to the bottom side of the map, looking towards game 3, because they just need one more laner Rex. Of course, anything could still happen, but they're definitely feeling quite favored right now.
It definitely could happen. Anything could happen. Because the last time they were in a more favorable position than this one, they kind of botched the fight up top and gave Navi a 14,000 gold comeback, so definitely not going to count them out until the GG is called, or they kill the PA and recover, or rather take the rapier away from her. Cute little play here from Zayat, stopping the Meteor Hammer, cogs into offensive Force Staff. The poke onto Medusa begins.
Yep.
She is very tanky.
It's almost like she's the one that's pushing with the Aegis. Who needs the item? And just keep doing this. Meteor Hammer does get interrupted by the vacuum. That was kind of cute from PMA.
Little bit of proof of concept there with the damage too. Some solid damage onto Noob with a PA crit. But he needs to be careful not to be too aggressive here. Okay, trying to find a new angle. That one worked. God, this is so disgusting, man. Oh, and they're going
While
for
he's doing
wraparound
this,
in the
though.
meantime. This is clever. This could work out really, really well if they find the opening onto Niku. But remember, he has Lincoln, so you have to break that first.
Meantime, though, they're just going on to Medusa. Stone Gaze will be there. Is Nigma going to take advantage of this? They get the Hex out onto PMA. The Roar's going to go into the docks here, but there will be a Glimmer Cape to keep him alive. Wheel of Wonder doesn't connect perfectly either. Now,
that's a good
Hookshot
hook shot.
catches both the Ursa and the Medusa together. The Diax will get bursted for this one, but he's setting his team up for success. They need the escape back to get the Ursa out of here. He is falling lower and lower towards the north side. Look at Sumia running away from Niku. Him and PMA are trying to isolate this Beastmaster. Got the juice. Wants to be able to blink on top of him. GH will buy some time. He'll be able to get the additional health out, but it's not good enough. GH now TPing out. No. Yule Scepter as well as the Vacuum deny that opportunity, so he ends up losing his life. Nigma Galaxy lose 2. They do not finish off the lane of Rax bottom, and game 2 continues, Cinderin.
In addition to that, the Aegis will expire, so this effectively also counted as taking the Aegis away from Ghost. So yeah, it is a hold here, and yeah, what a hook shot. If Zayats could have somehow changed that a little bit better defensively as well by getting a self-Yules off, or using either the Ursa offensively or using the Ogre Seal Totem after finding that hook shot, this could have been even better for the side of NAVI Junior, but it's still a win. But it does cost them the Clockwork buyback. He's a pretty valuable kill to find now for Nigma Galaxy if they can. But let's see first if NAVI Junior can force out any buybacks of their own going down mid.
Taking the tier 2 right now. Sumiel has bought a full refresher. Still has buyback available. And it does seem like Noob is starting to angle into building more damage. A Mjolnir has just been completed by our Medusa to just keep farming up. But taking the outer towers now. Bottom tier 3 tower, half HP. So if NAVI Junior find another opportunity like that, they could leverage a win into a lane of Rax.
Ghost buying up the overwhelming blink. I thought perhaps we were going to see him prioritizing the Ags synth here against even just the coil stun. Could be quite big, or against the hook shot, but trusts that he won't need it and rather upgrade his blink and now go for a nullifier, so full-on offense focus here. Yeah, this is entering that territory where it's just impossible to predict what's going to happen. It's actually kind of crazy that there are 2 heroes in this game that are still not even level 20. Finally, Riddies will now get his from the Shrine of Wisdom being taken by Niku. So that is the Sunray talent, which is quite strong, the level 20. And the Clockwork's 20 here, Rocket Flare damage or Rocket Flare True Sight, both good this game. Getting the True Sight against the double Glimmer when you have this massive Rocket Flare barrage coming in. I think I would like to see him take that one, just as a way of ensuring offensive kills. He's not always going to be next to the targets with Gem, but his teammates are going to not be available to have any True Sight, right? That's always, you run into this slot issue late game with cores where they can't find Glimmer Capes. So Rocket Flare True Sight will be a big help.
Just needs a little bit more experience to get there, and they might find that experience from the smoke as they are going offensively. It's not easy because you still have to deal with these super creeps. Now, Medusa seems to have a good idea of where they're at. She has an Aghanim Scepter now as well. But now look at this jetpack. They get on the backline. They find Omar, but immediate jump back by Ghost. He's looking towards Zayax and he gets him. That's a die back onto the clockwork. But now that he's committed to BKB, he needs to get out of here. There's going to be a great team coil. But the jump back onto Niku, they burst him. Simultaneously though, the PA is bursting everybody else. They've already ended up losing Sumail. The jump forward, got the juice, will find a triple kill. Noob has deployed the Stone Gaze. But does he get out of here? Has a secondary one, got the refresh. But will it be enough to get him out? Wheel of Wonder trying to buy space, but there's a refresh from Niku. The additional Dream Coil makes sure that Noob stays in position. Got the juice with this Divine Rapier, takes away the mana, takes away the life. That's 3 heroes gone. Tusk barely surviving down bottom on GH. But that's a trade they'll take. They had to buy back on Niku, yes, and they witnessed the buyback on Omar in the opposite direction. But in the aggregate, send 4-2, 5,000 gold swap.
This is easily a big win for the Radiant side, and above all else, they get to finally push out their waves, right? They've been kind of cornered in their base for 10 minutes, and now you get to push out all the lanes because you killed all 3 enemy cores. And Nigma Galaxy, fortunately for them, they might end up having to use 0 buybacks here because the waves were this pushed, but this does give NAVI Junior the possibility of finding an offensive play on the map for the first time in what seems forever. So this is definitely a big moment. Got the juice, almost level 30 now too off of that fight. I think the second level 30 talent or 25 talent will be big without a doubt. This tower is gone. They're going to get Elena Barracks, I think. Nigma Galaxy will probably not use any buybacks aside the Medusa. Token prod from Niku. Getting info. This lane is gone. I think wisely NAVI Junior now should just back out, take their win, stabilize, and try to get Roche. They know it's up. They rocket flared it. This is where the game could just flat out end. If Nigma Galaxy take a bad fight here without Dusa buyback, the game might just be over. Otherwise, NAVI Junior could find themselves in Aegis and Cheese again. And Refresher. Did he kill it too fast?
This is so fast.
Nigma aren't getting there in time. This is so quick. They have it.
They got all the goodies.
Oh, that is huge.
That's painful. That's painful.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. Well, you already struggled to deal with the PA. She now has access to the Aegis. She swapped out the Battle Fury, opting for some single target damage. Doesn't need to cleave through anymore. Now, how do you defend? It's an 11k gold lead for NAVI Junior. Nigma, they don't have all their buybacks. Omar buyback down. Medusa buyback down. Either of them die, the game could just end.
Yeah, got the juice as well with 12,000 gold in the bank. So he has a buyback rapier ready. He's going to switch off into a refresher now for the... Not sure he's going to commit for this. Oh, he has bought the recipe. That's not really commitment. That's 200 gold. That's nothing. Pocket change for this Phantom Assassin. Looking to finish his level 30 here in the Ancients plus Hard Camp and get his soon-to-be tier 5 neutral items as well. We're only 3 minutes off. There comes the refresher.
Refresher PA with all of the goodies. Still enough for the buyback. And a couple of minutes away from having the tier 5s. Puck also just picked up an Arcane Blink. At this stage of the game, having this, given how deep the spell output has been from Niku, this could be massive. And they want to reveal it right now. They smoke up 3 heroes. Moving towards the north side of the map. Ye is with them. And maybe Omar's ahead of them.
Gonna see them with a flare.
Oh no, Omar. They miss Sumail up on top, but they do get the jump onto GH. They're actually jumping 2 different targets at once, but they instead decide to focus onto GH. He should be dead as soon as he finishes off this Ghost Scepter. Good attempt. Also gives up the gem in the opposite direction.
Yeah, NAVI Junior should be able to find these Nigma wards placed outside the base soon if Phoenix goes close enough, but they are heading down south for now. Zayats with a block of cheese. Wondering who he's gonna... If he's gonna... Like, okay, if he wanted to give it to an ally, he could do it now. So is he holding it for himself? Might just be. Rocket spam. Give some info. Got the juice. Is he gonna muster up the courage to start hitting the tower? This feels risky, despite having Aegis and level 30 PA. This is not an easy push against the side of Nigma Galaxy. They have the banner though, that'll help. Vacuum on the ground.
Doesn't connect. Unfortunately, he was hoping Noob would come a little bit further forward. Niku, got the juice, putting out this damage. They know that it's 4v5. There's going to be the primal roar. They forced off him away from the Wheel of Wonder. Got the juice though, gets off the Satanic, putting the damage back onto Sumail. He gets saved by the escape god for now. Kind of nice going everywhere. And with the Stone Gaze, they back out from NAVI Junior. Sumail almost died, and they forced the buyback out of GH. NAVI Junior could re-engage this. Snowball was going forward onto the park. There's going to be a vacuum. GH is going to get caught and killed. That's a dieback on the Tusk. Noob now, he's inside the Hex, has the refresher, can get it off if he needs to for the secondary Stone Gaze, but there's nothing he can do to defend the mid lane. It goes down, and for sure they're gonna have to defend 100 seconds, 4 versus 5. How on earth do they accomplish this?
Yeah, if they couldn't kill the PA with the initiation they just got from the free roar, how are they going to kill her twice?
You might want to kill Niku, but there's going to be an immediate save with the vacuum wall coming in from PMA. Look at the disarm onto Ghost. He can't do anything. That is a teddy bear, not an Ursa bear. He's gone, buys back. Noob went in with the Stone Gaze, doing his best. But these heroes are just not dying. There's no damage output. And now there's no roar. He's going to be back online in 10 seconds, but he will not have refresher. Tier 3 tower gonna fall now from Got the Juice. Noob doing what he can, but he's kind of ticking the PDA, and now look at her. She's just going right in onto Noob. Noob almost about to lose his life. This could be a dieback. Wheel of Wonder will be there, but she still ends up dead. Got the Juice though, during the primal roll. Do they have enough damage? No. Yet again, it's a teddy bear. It doesn't punch hard enough. Niku with the triple kill. Tame the Beast almost killed the PA, but they can't even take away the life of the Aegis. That's it. They throw in the towel. GG, well played, is scored. NAVI Junior with the